Hey, what is going on, Geminis? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the Pulp Tarot. The Pulp Tarot for this read. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Geminis? What message do we have for Geminis? All right, Geminis. So the first thing I have is I feel like this is someone that you already have a connection with. Now, I feel like there's some kind of chaotic energy going on right now. And not necessarily with this person. I feel like it's a reaction that we're talking about when it comes to this person, but it's not, I don't feel like this chaos is on them. I don't feel like it's on you. I just feel like there's some chaotic energy. You know, things aren't quite working out. You know, we have those days sometimes where sometimes it stretches into weeks and months where things aren't going as according to plan. You know, and I feel like lately you've been kind of stressing about something. You know, some anxiety here with that Nine of Swords, some late nights not being able to sleep. And we also have the Hermit being in your head. You know, I feel like with this chaotic energy, it's almost like you're expecting or wanting this person to show up. You know, just kind of be that emotional. You know, I really feel like you don't look for this person a whole lot for emotional. Like, not to be overly emotional, but I feel like in this time, it's like, why aren't they being that way? Why aren't they, you know, comforting me? Why aren't they, you know, do they care about me? I feel like that's the question that's kind of haunting you. You know, and we all, I mean, I'm not a Gemini, but I think I can be an honorary one, seeing how my best friend, since I was 4, is a Gemini, and my partner, she's a Gemini of 15 years. So I feel like I've kind of graduated the Gemini school. So I know that sometimes with Geminis, they have a habit, and it's not all, you know, not all Geminis do this, so don't hate me for what I'm about to say. But sometimes when shit goes wrong, we add shit onto the pile. You know, we put too much on our plate, things that have nothing to do with what's going on. It's almost like when one bad thought enters the mind, it's like the flood of bad thoughts come in. You know, and it's not just Geminis that do it. I just know, you know, like I said, with my experience with Geminis, I know that sometimes that can happen. You know, like one thing isn't going right, so all of a sudden nothing's going right. But I feel like you think that this person, you may have doubts that this person even cares about you. Because where are they? You know, and what I see with this person, I feel like this person is always there. I mean, we have the King of Wands, that Leo energy. And with this, We also have the Emperor. So I feel like this person is not overly emotional. And I feel like 99% of the time, that's what you need. You like that about this person. You like the fact that this person is, in all accounts, a rock for you. But that's the thing. It's about perspective. It's about seeing that this person may come off as very cold and calculated or very fiery. So it's not like there's a whole lot of water in this person. But let's look at the perspective here. Look at it in a different perspective. Is this person is a rock most of the time. But they're your rock. They're there for you. You know, if you need this person, they give to you. They show up. I feel like it's only a matter of expressing the fact that you need it. You know, I feel like this person doesn't overstep. This person doesn't, you know, with that Emperor, it's very protective energy. They're protective of you. They're defensive of you. They're there for you. They give you strength and you give them strength. You give to each other. In this moment of weakness, it's almost like you're looking for something different from this person that 99% of the time you won't want from this person. And not to say you don't want an emotional side from this person. I just feel like they're not overly emotional. They're more of a, if you need them, come to them and they'll be there for you. They'll drop everything for you. But they're not going to come searching for a problem. Even though I feel like they do keep their feelings at bay. Trust me when I say this. I mean, this person feels connected to you. They think about you and only you. You know, with that Seven of Swords, I feel like I said, there is a bit of a wall this person has up. I mean, I feel like there's this kind of like a little bit of a self-imposed prison. You know, when it comes to their feelings, they're not overly emotional. They're not overly expressing emotion. Because I do feel like this person truly cares about you. I mean, they think about you and only you. They hide their real emotions because I feel like that's just not a comfortable place for them, which I kind of feel like I'm talking about my own life here because I'm not an overly emotional person. I have tons of emotion. I just don't show it in the same sense as a lot of people take emotion. I know that may not make a whole lot of sense, but it is what it is. But like I said, if you need this person, they will show up for you. They will put in the work. They will nurture this. You know, if you want them to be more emotionally available at certain times, all you got to do is ask. You know, I see you opening that communication. And some people are listening to this and saying, why the hell should I be asking them for anything? If you want something, you ask for it and you get it, that's why you would ask. If you're asking someone for something and they never give it to you, then yeah, I get why the hell would you ask? But if all you have to do is ask, or all you have to do is hint to get some emotion, to get this person to see that you need them, and if you do that, they'll show up, what's wrong with that? I mean, this person isn't going anywhere. This person cares about you. So like I said, if you think they don't care about you, you really need to see this. We got the King of Cups, you know, very emotionally mature. You know, I feel like this person's more of a, they give you the things that you need. They give you things that you ask for. They give you things that you want, things that they know you want. That's how they show their love. You know, and it's not like I said, this person's completely emotionally unavailable. I just feel like at this point right now, you're looking for something from this person that you never really asked for from before. I don't feel like, especially with Geminis, the Geminis I know, okay? And this may not apply to you whatsoever, but the Geminis I know, it's like my partner, Rose. When she has things going on sometimes in her head, sometimes she just wants to be alone. And this person, I do that. You know, I leave her alone until she wants something from me. And that's how we've learned to work as a Sagittarius and Gemini couple, is I can give her what she wants. All she has to do is tell me she wants it. Because if she doesn't tell me, I assume that she just wants to be left alone. Sometimes we just want to be left alone in our thoughts. And I feel like that's what this person is doing. It's almost like they're trying to respect your wishes, what they think that you want. And if something that you want is changed, you'd be surprised what happens. All you got to do is open up to this person and just let them know, like, listen, I'm having a hard time. I need you. And they will show up for you. They'll put in the work, like I said, with that Eight of Pentacles. I mean, this person, that not only is this person your partner, I feel like this is, this person is your best friend. You have a bond that's very special. And the dynamic that you have between each other most of the time works. But when you need this person, I just kind of feel like, if you ever watch some old wrestling, I'm not really into wrestling, but tag team matches where, that one person is fighting and they get tired, and then they finally go over and tag their partner, and the partner jumps in and takes over. It's kind of like that. It's like this person is your tag team partner. And when you watch the old wrestling, sometimes they have the 2-on-2s where two people in the ring at the same time fighting each other. Like you and your buddy and this guy and their buddy, and they're fighting each other, and it's all happening at once. But then there's a tag team, and I feel like your relationship is more of a tag team. When you need them, all you got to do is reach out your hand, and they will show up for you. Like I said, I mean, we have the nine of Wands. Just like the Emperor, it's a very protective energy. This person's very protective of you. But I feel like they kind of just respect your solitude. There's moments where they just feel like, okay, they need a second. I'm gonna give them a second. But they're under the understanding that if you need them, why wouldn't you just tell them? And like I said, if you wanting this person's help, or you needing something different from this person than you wanted before, I mean, if you always want an emotional side of this person and they don't give it to you, that's a different story. But I feel like you like this person being the rock. You like this person not being overly emotional. I feel like for Geminis, not only the people I know not only my best friend and my partner, but other Geminis I know sometimes it's hard to ask for help, and sometimes it's hard to ask, but from the connections that I have with Geminis, most of the time, they like that fiery side. They like that firm and confident side, that protective side. And it's kind of like, it just popped in my head, so bear with me with this one. It's kind of like getting a grizzly bear to protect you, but then you want a hug from the damn thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, most Geminis I know, most of the time they want that. And there is a time when, yeah, they have different moods and different things going on. And sometimes things hit you very hard. And Geminis can be stubborn and try to deal with things on their own when they have someone right there at their disposal. Someone that's willing to help them. Someone that's willing to step up. Someone that's willing to tag in. But if you don't extend the hand to tag them in, they can't come in. But if you think this person doesn't care, trust me, there's nothing about this reading that tells me this person doesn't care. I feel like this person cares more than anyone that you've ever met about you. We have that Lover's card, this deep connection. And the Nine of Cups, that emotional fulfillment. I feel like they are more than capable of fulfilling your emotional needs when you need them filled. They just need to know that you need it. Like I said, me and my partner, we struggled with this for years until we finally got in sync. And sometimes in sync doesn't mean, sometimes being in a perfect relationship, they're not in sync in the beginning. You got to learn, you got to develop, you got to mold toward each other, into each other. And then you become this well-oiled machine. And I don't like that reference, but it works really well if you can just get on the same page. with this person, they're right there for you. If they thought you needed them, they'd be there. When they think that you do need them, they'll be there. And a lot of these questions that you may have about whether this person truly cares will completely be answered. And there'll be no doubt in your mind. Now with this person, I mean, we have a lot of fire. We have some Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. We have Gemini and Aquarius, some Libra as well. We also have some Pisces and Cancer. I mean, like I said, sometimes when shit hits the fan, it's like everything just kind of gets piled on. And I'm not going to throw you under the bus, Geminis, because it's not just you that does it. I mean, I do it too. I'm having a bad day. Sometimes I make it worse myself. You know, maybe something went wrong, and then all of a sudden I start thinking about other things that I've done wrong or things that have gone wrong, and then all of a sudden my day, it's basically like you're sitting in a pile of shit and you just keep dumping buckets on your head. Just keep bringing the shit on because I'm having one of those days where I'm just looking to deal with it all. But like I said, my relationship with my best friend, he was my best friend since we were 4. He's a June Gemini and Rose a May Gemini. There's a lot of differences there, but I'm not going to get into that. But one thing that is very similar is if he needs help from me, even though we're best friends, even though we've lived together, we had our first apartment together, I'm the godfather of his kids, he's the godfather of mine. We're as close as two guys that aren't related could be. And he still has a hard time asking me for help. You know, he's stubborn. And it's funny because a lot of the Geminis I know can be very stubborn. You know, sometimes they feel like they should just be able to, you know, handle their own problems themselves. And that's one thing me and Rose have worked on, is the fact that I'm like, if you need help, don't suffer in silence. Tell me all about it and I'll jump in. But I've learned very early on in a relationship too, there's times when she needs some distance. You know, she needs to go for a walk, or she needs to go downstairs, like, and just be away from everybody and just kind of sit in her own moment. And I give that to her. And if the moment changes where she needs me to come down, or she wants to come up and just lay on the couch together, or she wants to just sit on me and hug me, or wants me to hug her, I'll do that. That's one thing I've had to work on. I mean, it wasn't just all working on her. I mean, I'm not overly emotional. And when I say that, I don't want to get it twisted. What I mean by someone that's overly emotional is I give her a hug and a kiss every day, morning and then at night. You know, I hug her randomly. But other than that, I show emotions a different way. Like I slap her ass when I walk by her. You know what I mean? Like that's just me showing, that's me feeling like I'm showing emotion. You know, if she's saying that her back is sore, like the other day, she's like, you know, my back is not feeling great. And it was her birthday was coming up too. So it was a perfect opportunity for me to just book her a massage, because she loves to get a massage. But that's the thing, we've learned to read between the lines with each other. And some couples in the very early on, like I said, it was a work in progress. We were together 15 years. But we've always been moving forward. You know, sometimes the person you're with is the right person. You just got to remember the best communication is open communication. You know, if you want something from somebody, don't just sit around and be like, okay, well, I want them to do this, but I'm just going to wait and see if they do it. Wouldn't it be much easier if you just told them to do it, and if they didn't do it, then you knew they didn't really care that much? But if they do it, you get that what you wanted. You know, It's funny how some people work, but I feel like being completely open and transparent with someone is the best way to get to where you want to go. I mean, it kind of reminds me of my daughter. She's an Aries, and with her, sometimes we'll be driving around, and I'm like, "Do you want to go get something to eat?" She's like, "Yeah," or she's like, "I want to go get something to eat. I'm hungry." I'm like, "Where do you want to go?" And that is the rabbit hole right there, because the next 10 minutes driving around, we're still discussing where we're going. Then I feel like I got to name off every place. And then finally she's like, "Well, I was thinking I'd like to go to this place." I'm like, "So how long were you thinking that?" She's like, "Well, when I said I was hungry, that's where I wanted to go." I'm like, "Well, why didn't you just tell me that? And then we could have saved 10, 15, 20-minute conversation and drove to this place." She's like, "Well, I didn't want to," you know what I mean? And I try to, with all my kids, I'm like that. Just be direct with me. You're going to get a yes or a no. Beating around the bush just annoys me. Like, if you know where you want to go, just say it and we'll decide from there. If you don't, yeah, we'll talk about it. But back to my relationship with Rose and my Geminis, like I said, sometimes it's like you need a pry bar to get them to open up, which is funny because Geminis are communicators. But I mean, you're not all that way. I don't get mad at me. I'm just saying what I know about who I know. So I mean, everybody's different, but sometimes we expect things from people, and we silently wait for them to give it to us when all we have to do is open our mouth. And like I told her before, if you go downstairs or, because in our house, our bedroom is pretty much the whole basement. And, it's a huge room, but, it's kind of like our own little sitting area down there in our bedroom, and everything is all open. It's kind of like, she calls it her chill zone. And sometimes when she just goes down to her chill zone, I don't follow her. Because the message I'm getting is that I'm going to the chill zone. You stay upstairs. And I respect that. You got to respect a person's solitude. But also know that if you want someone to respect that solitude, that sometimes they're going to get confused with a different type of message. I can't even believe I'm saying that we, be more vocal when it comes to talking about a Gemini read, but there we are. But like I said, if you think they don't care, they do. Very much. This person is connected to you in a way that that connection you feel toward them, they feel it as well. But that's the thing with me too, is I feel like that's why our Sagittarius Gemini connection works, is because I don't need emotion that much. Like, I'm not really looking for emotion. I like her because, she's my ride or die, my partner in crime. We're very honest with each other, even when it's not something either one of us want to hear. Because we always had this thing, this thing that we developed over time was always being honest with each other. Don't bullshit each other. Because that way, when one of us says something to the other one, we know it's legit. And nothing better than friends like that. Like, even, like I said, my best friend, he's like that with me. If I ask him a question, I'm damn sure he's going to give me straight up answer. No bullshit. So before I ask, I want to make sure that I want the answer. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the shit out of anybody that's honest with me. I'm not a big fan of yes people that just blow smoke up your ass just to for whatever reason. I mean, there's a few people in my life that are like that, and I appreciate them because of other things they bring to the table. Other parts of them that I enjoy. But I feel like I grow more around people that are completely honest with me. If I'm doing something stupid, I want to be told it's stupid. And that's how you know, and then you develop a value for their opinion. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. This conversation went a little bit too long. I apologize, but sorry, but not sorry. You can end it anytime you want, but be good. Take care. Stay safe.